Alright, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to start off by giving all praise unto Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Yahweh, which is the name of the Most High, and Yahweh Shai, which is the name of the only begotten Son of the world, ignorant of the calls Jesus Christ. And I just wanted to do a quick video. I was just reading some of the comments that was put up on my page the other day, and I was going back and forth with mine to God on a couple other things, but then he commented and left a comment and said that, well, I'll just read it. It says, God's elect will not experience death in the last days. Now, I want to address that because the truth is that some of the elect are going to die in the last times. And there's too many scriptures that bear support to that statement. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna pull out, a handful of precepts to back this statement up. Okay? Before the record, the elect will have to go through the time of Jacob's trouble, which is also referred to as the Great Tribulation in the scriptures. Okay? And Christ, Yahweh Shai, will return at the end of the Great Tribulation. And that's, which we're going to get that too. That's Matthew 24:29, right? Immediately after the tribulation of those days will the Son of Man return. And then if you read on, it tells you, you know what, let's even go ahead and get that real quick. Bear with me a moment. Let's even start off with that one, actually. And then we'll side way into the other precepts. But we'll start off with that one. Bear with me a moment. Alright, Matthew chapter 24, verse 29. And it says, immediately after the tribulation of those days shall the sun be darkened, and the moon shall not give her light, and the stars shall fall from heaven, and the powers of the heavens shall be shaken. And then shall appear the sign of the Son of Man in heaven. And then shall all the tribes of the earth mourn. And they shall see the Son of Man coming in the clouds of heaven with power and great glory. And he shall send his angels with a great sound of a trumpet, and they shall gather together his elect from the four winds, from one end of the heaven to the other. Right. So, what we just read is saying what? That Yahweh Shai, right, or Christ, is going to return after the tribulation of those days. And then he's going to send his angels to gather the elect from wherever they're scattered. Right, so now we understand that we all have to go through this time of trouble. But then at the end of the trouble, we're going to, whoever the elect are going to receive salvation. And also the remnant will also receive salvation. Okay, but the elect will have to go through this time of trouble. Okay, it's very simple. And then he had this one bug out on there. He called himself, I believe it was D flat or something like that. Damn coon. He was on there talking about the the elect will be here on the earth, but the church will be saved. It's like, okay, well, who is the church? It's like, I don't know what the hell he's talking about, man. Damn fool. What does the word fool mean? The word fool means it means unlearned. Okay, so the brother is just unlearned. And that's okay, because he can learn. Okay, and that's a good thing, because you can definitely learn. Anyway, let's get right into the show. I'm just going to pull up a handful of precepts here to prove that the elect will go through the Great Tribulation, and also some of them are going to be, martyrs, right? They're going to be put to death for Yahweh Shai. Let's go to Revelation chapter 2. And we'll get verse 10. It says, fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer. Behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison, that ye may be tried, and ye shall have tribulation 10 days. But be thou faithful unto death, and I will give thee a crown of life. Right, so there we have, in fact, that's in red letter, right? So that's Christ's words there. Okay, he said what? That some of you might be put to death. Okay, but hey, be faithful unto death, and I will give you a crown of life. Right, so the Lord's telling the elect that some of them might have to die during the time of Jacob's trouble, right? The Great Tribulation, which is the time we're approaching right now. Okay, we're just in the beginning of sorrows, all right? But it's going to get worse, here on out. And all these verses I'm going to get are in Revelation, because that's pretty much where it speaks about this subject. Well, other than the one I pulled up at the beginning of the video. Let me see real quick. All right, Revelation 7th chapter. Let's go to the, bear with me a second. Okay, Revelation chapter 7. I'm going to start at verse 9. It says, "And after this I beheld, and lo, a great multitude, which no man could number, of all nations and kindreds and people and tongues, stood before the throne and before the Lamb, clothed with white robes and palms in their hand. And they cried with a loud voice, saying, Salvation to our God, which sits upon the throne, and upon the Lamb. And all the angels stood round about the throne, and about the elders, and about the four beasts, and fell down and worshipped before the throne on their faces, and worshipped Yahweh, saying, Amen, blessing and glory and wisdom and thanksgiving and honor and power and might be unto our God forever and ever. Amen. And one of the elders answered, saying unto me, What are these which are arrayed in white robes, and whence came they? And I said unto him, Sir, thou knowest. And he said unto me, listen here. These are they which come out of great tribulation, and have washed their robes, and made them white in the blood of Yahushua. Therefore are they before the throne of Yahweh, and serve him day and night in his temple. And he that sitteth on the throne shall dwell among them. And they shall hunger no more, neither thirst any more. Neither shall the sun light on them, nor any heat. For the Lamb which is in the midst of the throne shall feed them, and shall lead them unto living fountains of waters. And Yahweh shall wipe away all tears from their eyes. Right, so that's talking about those ones arrayed in white robes are the elect, which they went for the Great Tribulation, and they received their reward, which is talking about the future when Christ returns, because it says what? That Christ will wipe away all their tears, which is another reference to that in literally the last page of the Bible, right? The last chapter speaks about that as well. Okay, or it might be the 21st chapter, but it shows you that it's talking about the kingdoms, right? So that's after, all this goes down here, right? So that just shows you, as the angel said, these are they who came out of Great Tribulation, right? So in order to come out of it, you had to first go through it. Oh, and that goes, what is that? That's 2nd Ezra, the 7th chapter, right? Speaking about, the path of difficulty. It says, what? If he went not through the narrow, how could he come into the broad, right? So if you didn't go through the narrow, which is a path of difficulty, how could you receive such a great inheritance, right? So the elect have to go through this time of trouble, and some of them might be put to death for Yahushua. And we're even going to get that. In fact, that's the next verse I want to go to. Bear with me a moment here. So, mind of God, do a video response to this, and let the people hear what I'm reading, okay? And then you go through these and tell me what this is talking about. All right? Let me see. Let's go to Revelation chapter 20, and we'll start at verse 4. It says, And I saw thrones, and they sat upon them, and judgment was given unto them. And I saw the souls of them which were beheaded for the witness of Yahushua, and for the word of Yahweh, and which had not worshipped the beast, neither his image, neither had they received his mark upon their foreheads or in their hands, and they lived and reigned with Yahushua 1,000 years. Let me see, do I want to? Okay. But the rest of the dead lived not again until the 1,000 years were finished. This is the first resurrection, excuse my stutter. Blessed and holy is he that has part in the first resurrection. On such the second death have no part, but they shall be priests of Yahweh and of Christ, and shall reign with him 1,000 years. But here's the main proof that these people had to go through the time of the tribulation. Look at here. Look at this. Verse 4 says, And I saw thrones, and they sat upon them, and judgment was given unto them. And I saw the souls of them which were beheaded for the witness of Yahushua, and for the words of Yahweh, and which had not worshipped the beast, neither his image, neither had received his mark upon their forehead or in their hands. And they lived and reigned with Yahweh 1,000 years. Right. So that proves that this group of people was on the earth during this time of tribulation. Because if that's not the case, well, when the MOB is out and about, mighty God says the elect will not be on earth during that time period. It's like, okay, well, if that's the case, well, how did these people get victory over that if they were not on the earth during that time period to be challenged by that choice of, are you going to take the MOB or are you not? So if it was not even out when they were raptured away, quote unquote, well then how could they be beheaded for the witness of Christ for a testimony against the image of the beast and the MOB? What logic does that make? Let me see. And this doesn't really have to be a long lesson. This is very simple to, may I say, digest. All right, this shouldn't be very difficult. All right, but for a lack of better words, we'll put it in simple terms. The elect had to go for the time of the Great Tribulation, and after the tribulation, Christ will return and will reward every man, right, according to his works, whether that be good or wicked, which is what? The judgment day. And Christ will set up his kingdom. That's how everything goes down. Christ is not returning prior to that. There's only one day of the Lord in the scriptures. There are not verses that say the days. It says the day. It's not plural. It doesn't mean more than one. It says it's one day. And that's in multiple different places. Okay? Let me get one more. We'll go to Revelation, the 6th chapter. Let's start at verse 9. It says, "And when he had opened the 5th seal, I saw under the altar the souls of them which were slain for the word of Yahweh, and for the testimony which they held. And they cried with a loud voice, saying, How long, O Lord Yahweh, holy and true, does thou not judge and avenge our blood on them that dwell on the earth? And white robes were given unto every one of them. And it was said unto them that they should rest yet for a little season, and to their fellow servants also and their brethren that should be killed as they were shall be fulfilled." Right, so what this is talking about is that some of the elect men, in the spirit world, are going to be asking the Lord, how long will it be till you return and avenge us? And that's even a reference in Revelation 18 when Babylon's taken down. Let's even get that real quick, just to show. All right, look at this. Let me pull this up real quick. All right, verse 20, Revelation 18:20 says, "Rejoice over her, thou heaven, and the holy apostles and prophets, for God have avenged you on her." Right, so these people are asking the Lord when he's going to avenge them, and he told them to rest for a little season, right, a little time, until the other brothers, the other elect members who are destined to be martyrs for this truth, are also put to death in the same manner as they were. And in fact, I'll read verse 11 again. It says, "And white robes were given unto every one of them, and it was said unto them that they should rest yet for a little season, until their fellow servants also and their brethren that should be killed as they were shall be fulfilled." Right, so what we're seeing is that some of the elect, 144,000, are going to be put to death on this side. And then when Christ returns, he's going to rise them from out of the grave. Right, their spirit's going to be taken up into a new body. Okay, but is it not written that the dead in the Lord shall rise first? So who are the dead in the Lord then? Are you saying that none of them are of the elect then? It's very simple. Okay, the point is proven. Okay, that's not talking about the remnant. Okay, let's put it this way. It's talking about the elect and the remnant, because they're the same. The elect are the future governors and rulers, right, and princes of the world to come, but the remnant are people who are going to be regular citizens in the kingdom of heaven, but they're going to be raptured to escape the second death, which is that nuclear destruction. Okay, so they're not going to take part in the second death, and that number could be 1 million people, could be 10 million, it doesn't say. But as far as the 144,000 goes, those are the elect men from each tribe of Israel. Okay, But the remnant will also receive their salvation when the elect receive their salvation. Both of them will be saved at the same time. Okay, these guys are just, splitting it up to make it look like there's two raptures. That's not true. And if that's true, well, mind of God, I have a question for you. When does the day of the Lord return? If the rapture happens before the tribulation, well, is that the day of the Lord? Because, if the Lord's returning twice, well, which one of those is the day of the Lord then? I can't understand that. Okay, I think the point has been, thoroughly, if I can pronounce that word correctly, thoroughly, if that's the correct pronunciation, I think enough evidence has been supported to, fit my statement. Okay, that the elect will have to go for the tribulation, and that some of the elect will be put to death on this side. And if that is not the case, well, the mind of God must need to, address these precepts. Okay, so that's going to be the end of the video there. If anybody made this far, put hashtag 144K, 144K in the comment section down below. Mind of God, do a video response to this man and answer the verses which have been presented. I'm very, may I say, intrigued in seeing how you would refute it. Okay, anyway, with that being said, gonna end off by giving all praise to Yahweh and the Son Yahweh Shai, and I'm gonna say shalom.